Hey YouTube, Mark Kaufman here, and today I have a new knife, and this is the Spyderco Para 3, and this has to be probably my third Para 3, and I actually started out pretty good when it came to the Para 3 models, and my very first one was the S110V model, which has a violet or a blueberry colored handle, and then the next one after that was the standard, which was an S30V. But I ended up deciding on getting the Maxamet model. And the only reason I decided to get the Maxamet model is primarily because I have a lot of S30V and a few traditional knives that are in 440 or 420 or in a 1065 carbon. And for me, I really wanted to get one of these knives that has a super steel that you really don't have to worry about when it comes to sharpening. Yes, this is a high carbon steel, so you're going to have to worry about possible rust or corrosion. So keep this one oiled if you have a Maxamet blade. But for me personally, I wanted to get Maxamet not only because I've had the Maxamet Paramilitary 2, but because this steel is practically a steel that you really only need to sharpen once and strop, and you probably are going to be good for a couple years. I have seen a lot of videos on this steel, and even in heavy use or heavy abuse, this steel actually does a fantastic job holding an edge, and it strops up relatively easily. Now, I will say this steel is actually easier to sharpen than I expected. So I haven't sharpened this one, but I have sharpened my Paramilitary 2 model that I used to own. And I have sharpened that. All you need is very good diamond stones and a pretty decent main stone. So that could probably be like a Norton India stone, or a, well, actually I would probably prefer the Norton India stone because it is a very strong and tough stone. So for me, I find this steel to be relatively easy to sharpen compared to a few other steels that I've sharpened, like S110V. This steel here is going to be in a Rockwell range of around 60, 61, and that is going to make this knife steel very, very hard. So I wouldn't be using this as a pry bar, but for me, this is going to be a slicer. Now, one of the things I noticed right off the bat is this blade has a really nice stone wash, but it's a little bit different than the one that was on my Paramilitary 2, and this steel is a lot darker. Now, what I actually believe is that this was kind of an old stock that this seller had, and it had gained a little bit of a dark gray patina. Usually when I get a Maxamet blade, which I've only gotten one before, but it was in a very nice silvery gray color, whereas this one looks a little more charcoal gray to me. So that's not a problem. This steel is going to gain a patina, and that is not a problem for me. So this is a new blade for me, and I will have a review coming out on it very soon. Now, I know you guys are probably getting tired of these modern knives, and soon I'm going to be going back to traditionals. I have a traditional knife, which actually surprised me that I've picked up, and that should be in probably next week. So I'll have a video on that and discussing why I bought it. So till the next one, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.